Welcome back to the Fully Budana Show. We talking about a full guide to reinvent your life. What does that look like? What you got to do? The details entail. We talking about alchemy, regulating your nervous system, and all that. Let's go. A full guide to reinvent your life. So the very root thing right off the bat is regulating our nervous system. And from that, reality will begin to fabricate itself into a new form that aligns with the regulated nervous system of yours. If you have a dysfunctional or dysregulated nervous system, your life will reflect itself as dysfunctional because that is the vibration and state of being that you are vibrating from. You're either living in bliss, peace, presence, truth, which is operating from the parasympathetic nervous system, calm, rest, relaxation, digestion, when the body's able to rejuvenate itself. But if you're operating from your sympathetic nervous system, then you are operating in survival mode. And that's just literally a needing to day by day survive. Your mind cannot function on the blissful aspects of things. Your mind cannot function on the regenerative aspect of things. Your mind is too busy focusing on survival. Therefore, you're not producing, for example, certain hormones that might restore aspects of your body that might be damaged or wounded, or certain cells that need restoration or whatever. Your body is not able to do its magic and produce the medicine that you may need or whatever you may need, because not always medicine. Like I said, rest, digestion. The body is not able to internalize and redirect some of its energy and nutrients and nutrition, or even just simple as blood flow, whatever it is. Obviously, I got a perfect example for y'all. If you have a wound and your arm, this is pretty graphic, but if your arm is just cut off, you're bleeding out your arm, like all your blood is going here, but you got a minor cut on your toe. Do you think your body cares anything about sending any type of white blood cells or whatever to that toe? No. No. Your body is in full panic mode. Oh my gosh, what are we going to do? We're bleeding out over here. We're losing a lot of blood. All your energy is here. All your focus is here. You don't have time to focus on these other little things. Okay. That's like operating and living in survival mode, because you're hypothetically or metaphorically bleeding out over here in this area, which is draining, is causing a lot of excess energy, a lot of excess chi, a lot of excess body fluid, metaphysical fluid I'm hearing flow, but it's not really flowing. It's being dispersed. It's being wasted. It's flowing out of you. You're not being restored. Your energy is not circulating back into itself. It's too busy exporting. Excess, waste, flowing out of you. But when you're operating from your parasympathetic nervous system, then you are flowing inside of you. Your source of energy, your chi, your metaphysical life force, your pranayama is being restored and recycled, flowing through you. And it's a perfect system that flows in and out and in and out and in and out. That's what it means to live in harmony with your reality and your universe and your life and yourself, your mind, your body, your soul, your Merkaba. Okay? So, a full guide to reinvent your life requires you to operate from your parasympathetic nervous system, from a very calm, secure, safe place of being, because you will never be able to experience what you are not able to hold and internalize and embody within yourself, specifically your nervous system. Because your nervous system is going to tell you what's safe and what's not. And you subconsciously are always going to choose what feels safe to you, regardless if it's something that you desire and it's your dreams laid out right in front of you, everything you've ever wanted right in front of you. If your nervous system is not regulated enough to receive it and cannot hold the capacity to receive that thing, to experience that emotion that'll bring you, or whatever, however that will change your life, if you are not prepared and ready to accept it, you will not choose it. You will choose to stay comfortable, because that is what your nervous system is telling you to do. It's fight or flight. And it's a life or death situation. You are always going to choose how to stay alive. And the most primal aspect of knowing how to stay alive is what makes you feel safe. What's keeping you safe? So people who operate from their sympathetic nervous system and do not at all tap into their parasympathetic nervous system or activate it at all, you are always simply going to make very primal based decisions based on fear also, because if we're talking about safety and remaining alive, there's something that's causing you not to feel safe, which it goes into fear. So you're operating and moving from fear of like, how best can I stay alive? So even if this is something that you want, just to get back on topic, you're not going to choose that. You're going to choose what makes you feel most comfortable, because that's what's keeping you alive, is your comfort zone. So your comfort zone keeps you alive day to day. But if we look at the whole totality of your life, in the moment, it feels good. It feels like it's the right choice to make. But actually, that comfort that's coddling you and keeping you safe and keeping you alive is actually killing your soul. the essence and the magic that lives inside of you, that truly wants these things that you are not preparing yourself for, because opportunity will continue to pass you by if you do not have the capacity to receive it. So if we're talking about a full guide to reinvent your life in order to experience a new life or a recreated life or a regenerated life, who you are at the essence of yourself, your being, the most physical representation of that being your nervous system, physical representation of that being your nervous system, must be at ease. It is okay for me to reinvent my life. It is okay for me to experience something new and different. It is okay to step outside of my comfort zone a little bit and challenge my sense of safety and security, because I know that the things that I want are unknown to me. Therefore, there's endless possibilities of what could possibly happen. But for every equal action of something negative happening, there's an equal positive reaction or inverted action as well. And you choose what you want to focus on. Because at the end of the day, your heart, your mind, your soul, the things that you tell yourself, the things that you feel within yourself is going to create your perception of your reality. If you keep telling yourself it's not safe to live your dreams, if you keep telling yourself it's not safe for you to leave this old life behind, that's how your reality is going to operate. And there's so much reaffirmation about this, or like reiterating of this, because that's the main blockage when it comes to people and being stuck inside their comfort zones. I need y'all to understand that, like, deciding that you want more for yourself is the first step. But it's actually kind of a hard step that many people don't even take, because they make excuses and they settle for less and they justify why they live a life that they don't love. It's not as easy as just like, oh, I want this. I want to live a great life like this. Okay, boom. Now you're living a great life. No, that's not how life works. That's not how life works. You have to move through very dark, deep intricacies of yourself. You have to meet yourself, meet your shadows, meet yourself, face yourself, stop lying to yourself. Take a look at yourself in the mirror and realize where you are getting in your own way, where you are stopping yourself, where you are not aligning yourself with the truth, where you're not being who you were called to be, where you're not showing up as your most divine, authentic God self. When you're not doing those things, you need to be honest. You need to keep it real so you can get back into alignment and live with truth. Because if you're not living with truth, you're living a lie. And lie is death and truth is life. So it's up to you to whatever you want to decide. Move through this life like you are protected and know who you are. Know who you are. Embody that. Stand on that. And if you don't know who you are, like I said, you need to meet yourself. You need to meet your shadows. You need to sit with yourself and be real. Because if you don't do that, you might as well click off this video. You're never going to have a new life. You can never reinvent your life without taking a look at the shadow first. Take a look at yourself and see where you are not in truth. Because we are made in truth, wholeheartedly in truth. That is the essence of our being. No one can take that away from us. We are created in divine truth. There's a divine source of truth that exists within all of us. No one can take it away. That is our goodness. That is our pureness. That's our soul. That's the essence of our spirit. It can never be tainted or nothing. But we can muddle it. We can cloud it. We can block our own selves from it. And that's what I was talking about. It's the same as the pranayama. It's the same as the pranayama, the life force energy that I was talking about before, that's being leaked out of people, literally leaked out and bled out of people who do not operate from their parasympathetic nervous system and live in a state of fight or flight. So, yeah. Meet yourself where you are at and decide to be real. That's the first step. Decide, like, okay, and also accept the fact that you are capable of change. You are. Like, even though shadows exist inside of you, you do not have to identify with it. The only reason why they're there is because you've been choosing to identify with it. So then you go down a deeper rabbit hole and you understand and question yourself, why am I choosing to identify with these shadows? What in my reality is telling me that I am the shadow, or what has told me previously in my childhood? Bro, you're going down a deep, dark rabbit hole of things that you were not aware of before. And you can never come out of that dark place until you discover the truth of your light. And the light is what takes you out of that dark place. But a lot of people understand that. A lot of people in this world, and it's by design, are programmed and designed to stay in that dark place forever. From the moment they arrive and are given birth to the moment they die and leave this earth, they live in that dark place. They never find the light and free themselves and come out of it. That's what this video is about, to teach you how to come out of that darkness, being yourself, the shadows of yourself, the pits of your soul, the very depths and the bellows of your being, and coming out of it through your own light, the other aspected, reflective yin part of that. Actually, yang part of that. Excuse me. Be real. Be authentic. Don't lie to yourself. Don't make excuses for yourself. Don't justify your behavior. Be real. Know who you are. And weed out the things that are in misalignment. Weed out the things that are not rooted in truth. And understand that this is a process that takes years. You're going to watch a million videos on YouTube that tell you how to reinvent your life in 30 days. You can, okay? You can implement new habits, okay? Okay, yeah, certain things will be new, okay? But if we're talking about the whole entire journey of your life and your livelihood and the whole reason why you came here, the sole essence of your bloodline that lies within your being, if we're talking about that identity, that's not something that just comes about in 30 days, bro. How long are we typically on Earth? At least now in this day and age, okay, 100 years for the average person, max. But even now it's like 60, 70. But anyway, let's just say between 60 and 100 years old, okay? You got that much time of living and learning. We moving with the light. You got that much time of living and learning, and you think that you just supposed to come here and master something in 30 freaking days? 30 Earth days? One cycle around the moon? No. No. Let's be real. Transformation, we don't have to keep tying it to time, because from every, like, if we're talking about fractal geometry, every time you zoom out, even if it's just a pinch or if you zoom out a lot, you're going to be looking at a new pattern. You're going to be looking at something from a new perspective. It's going to be something different. It's never going to be the same. So if we're talking about 10 minutes from now me versus 10 months from now me versus 10 years from now me, each one of those versions of me are going to be different. Regardless, that's something new. So why are we hyperfixating on becoming something new in this amount of time if we already know we're going to be new in time whenever? Like, it don't matter. Time is always going to change us. That's not the point. We don't want to be new in time. It's about how much progress are you making in that? What are the differences in those changes between those people? You're not ever really going to stagnate. Even if we're talking about matter, okay? And a physical solid object, they say, moves the slowest. It has the lowest density, so it appears as if it's solid and it's not moving. But if we take a closer look, we see that it's always vibrating, it's always moving, it's never not moving. The energy is always constantly moving, okay? Take that back to what I just said about time and progression. You might think that, oh, 5 years have passed and I'm still the same person. I didn't change. You might think that, but actually unconsciously you have descended more into yourself, because the higher that you rise, being that however many solar returns you keep having and solar cycles you keep completing, you're advancing biologically. So in your day-to-day life, you might say, oh, well, I still work at this job, or I still do this and nothing has changed. I'm still don't got this money. I'm still da-da-da, whatever you tell yourself. At the end of the day, biologically, you are shifting and you are changing, and you can never go back to that previous version of yourself. And like I said, that even ranges from yesterday to 10 minutes from now to 2 days from now. Like, you're biologically always shifting. You're always chemically cellular shifting and changing. Identify with that version of yourself that's constant, because that's all that this is. When we're talking about a full guide to reinvent your life, that's all that we're talking about, is being able to change, having the capability to change, having the capability to receive new, to accept new, to experience something new, but not being stuck in karmic cycles and loops and retentive habits and patterns. No, 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 no. Mm-mm. So this not one of them videos. It's like, do this and do this, and that's how you reinvent your life. I'm keeping it real with you on a soul level. I'm gonna keep trying to follow the sun. Sun keep moving. So yeah, on a soul level, I'm keeping it real with y'all. No TikTok speak. No Instagram speak. No algorithm speak. This is real life speak. I can say many things that the algorithm will love and push me to millions of more people, but I'm okay with a lesser amount of people receiving this information in a real raw way than diluting and packaging myself and my delivery up so the algorithm can push me out. I don't care. This is real. This is real life, y'all. This is real. So that's the majority of it. Many people don't make it out. I almost didn't make it out, bro. You know how many times I wanted to commit suicide in my life as a teenager, as a young teenager? From the ages of 13 to 17, I was so depressed. I was so lost within my darkness. I didn't like what I saw. I did not like myself. It really clouded me. Like, I was very insecure. I just did not, when it just shadows was come over me. From the ages of 13 to like I said, 17, like, depression, I was deep in a depression, but it was really just me finding myself and discovering myself. Because if you're not living in alignment with yourself, That's what depression is. Depression is not being in tune with your soul. Depression is not being in tune with your own essence, with your own chi, with your own pranayama, with your own life force. But let me not even say your own, because it doesn't just exist to you, but it exists inside of you, and it's in all things around us, which is life. Life, the creator, the most high, the divine, the universe. It all exists within all of us, within all of our spirits and the spirit of everything. And when you're not in tune with that, like I said, truth is life and the lie is death. Death is lies. So if you're not in tune with that, depression is the energy of death and decay. There's no renewal. There's no recycling. There's no regeneration. You really got to alchemize your darkness into light. You have to find a reason to live. What are you alive for? What are you here for? Do it. Do it. Why would you not do the things that you feel alive for? Like, why would you not do the things that make you feel alive? That bring you joy, that make you feel so in tune with your spirit. Like, wow, this is me. This is who I am. I love what I'm doing. I love my life. I love creation. I love the Most High. And you're fulfilled with that deep sense of true gratitude from the Creator, from the Most High, for earth, for everything. Something that fulfills your spirit, your mind, your body, your soul, your Merkaba, your life shit. Wholeheartedly, truthfully, authentically, and people see it is radiating off of you. That's what it means to be a human being. We are in tune with ourself, our internal mechanisms, and the external reflections of the external mechanisms, in the external systems, in the external code. It's one. I am that I am. As within, so without. As above, so below. As a human thinketh, so they beeth. Life is simple, y'all. You really gotta alchemize your darkness into light. Bring out that thing. Twist it, turn it, give it meaning. And create it and be it, become it, embody it. Boom. What are you giving birth to in this life? You're on this video. You're on this video because something in you wants to feel more connected to life, in life, your life, our life, this life here on earth. We were put on earth for a reason. Remember that reason. Tap into your soul and remember that reason. Remember who you are. Be that person. Dedicate yourself, devote yourself to the journey of becoming that person. And don't let the world cloud your mind. Do not let the world cloud that you. Don't let the world cloud you. Remember who you are and be it. Live this life. Live this life. Make the most of this life. I'm not even about to get into the whole reincarnation talk. We ain't talking about that. This life, you were put in this life, in this body, in this perspective and version of you. You were molded down from pure essence and recolonized into physical form and matter and materialized with trillions of cells to show up and appear as you. Do you understand how magical and immaculate that is? So you better remember that and remember the reason why you came here and why you are here. Be it. I am that I am. That's the full guide to reinvent your life. Yeah, okay, we ended it on that note. True, what's up? Word to the Most High. You know, I know, we shall know, the earth shall know, and if they don't, they'll perish. Word is bond. Peace.